Welcome. It's Kimberly Sherry, International Energy Healer, helping you lead a life of wealth without worry. Speaking of worry, this is what we're talking about today. 8 ways that you block wealth. And so first I wanted to define what my definition of wealth is, because a lot of people think that wealth is, just having a $1 million yacht or driving a Ferrari or having a fancy car on the hill. And so what I want, and it could include all of those, and I'm certainly not dissing anybody who has any of those things, but I define it in a much broader way. So wealth is actually something that I can measure how much wealth you have, in the sense that it's like a container. How much can you hold? Like how much of anything can you hold, whether it is money, whether it's love, whether it's support, whether it's joy. There's all different ways that you can create havingness, like how much nourishment can you have in your life. So the wealth is much bigger and a much broader aspect that incorporates so many different areas of your life. So that's what we're talking about, and the ways that you block your wealth, all the things that you desire in your life. And so the first way, and so what I wanted to help inspire you over this weekend is to take, you might even want to take notes or go back and listen to this, because I'm going to list 8 ways, and even if you just have one of these ways, it can start to block your wealth, your prosperity, your abundance that you can create in your life. So if you have a lot of these, then you're going to need more help. So the first way is worry. So that's why I created Wealth Without Worry, is that worry is the opposite of wealth and abundance and flow and prosperity. And, it's kind of like this circle, this cyclical thing that, when you start to worry, it creates its own energy that keeps you in that vortex of more worry and more struggle. And you might say, well, you haven't seen my bank account. So, but you have to realize that, because we're going to go into some other points here, that there's a lot more to this worry, and it's actually held in a very specific place. So this is one thing you need to know about all these things that I'm listing, is these energies are held in a very specific place in your energy field, and they can be removed. The second one is fear, which is a lot like worry. It's a low vibration, and fear is meant to stop you. So that's what it is. It's to protect you. But most of these protective mechanisms that we hold and that we carry are based on outdated programs that don't work anymore, because we are shifting so much into much more expanded, evolved. Some people are calling it superhumans. So we're really tapping into places and energies that we've not been before. And fear is designed to stop us, to protect us, but it's obviously also keeping us very small. So fear is a very big one, and there's lots of different kinds of fears you can have. Fear of not having enough, fear of being unlovable, fear of being seen or heard. There's so many of these different fears, and they can also be identified. Third one is you mistake anger for passion. So a lot of women out there, a lot of you are feeling very passionate about what you do, but it may be founded on deeper seated anger. And again, anger is much like fear and worry. It's a low vibration, and it's going to keep you from accessing those higher vibrations where your wealth and prosperity lives. So very important to remove and eliminate anger, which doesn't mean that you can't ever get angry again. When I work with clients and we remove that anger, it just means they're not lugging it around with them, that low vibration of energy where they're always kind of on edge and a little guarded and not quite living in those higher prosperous energies. So don't mistake anger for passion. Number 4, Let me see. I might need my glasses for some reason. Okay, good. You don't take inspired action. So I'm going to give you an opportunity at the end of this to take an inspired action. So, you know, being prosperous and abundant doesn't mean meditating under our money tree and hoping that money is going to fall on our head. You know, we have to take inspired action. When we get a thought or an idea that will expand us, that will bring us into a place of more prosperity and abundance, sometimes our first reaction is to start thinking of all the ways it won't work or why it won't work, instead of just taking an inspired action and just doing it. Like, just do it. We have to take actions. And, you know, when our energy is flowing, those actions can be effortless. So I'm a big proponent of taking your next effortless action. And when our energy is flowing, that's a lot easier to do. But most of us find ourselves in that pushing and chasing and forcing, and that's not the energy of flow. So that's number 5. Oh, that was number 4, take inspired action. Number 5, your self-judgments don't allow deserving or for you to feel worthy. So a lot of you are holding a lot of self-judgments, the ways that you're really hard on yourself, always beating yourself up. That is an energy that's not going to allow you to feel worthy, to feel deserving of all the prosperity and abundance that you want to receive. So that is a really huge one. 6, you don't ask for what you need. I mean, how simple is that? Sometimes easier said than done, right? And we have to know what we need in order to ask. So sometimes we need to ask people for what we need. Maybe we need a hug. Maybe we need someone to just listen, not like do anything, but just listen to us can be very helpful. And sometimes we need to tell the universe what we need, our higher selves, our higher power, whatever it is you want to call this energy that's supporting us, to let our needs and our desires known, to verbalize these. Of course, the universe knows what we need, but until you can ask, until you can put that energy out into the field, you're not going to be able to get that reciprocation back. So asking for what you need is very simple, but not always easy. And there's a very specific reason why that can be very hard. Number 7, you hold, entertain, and repeat lack and limiting mindsets. So you hold, entertain, and repeat lack and limiting mindsets. So those lack mindsets, all of our beliefs and the programs that we operate through, that creates our life every single day. All of the actions that we take, the thoughts that we think over and over, the things we entertain, that all creates what it is that we're manifesting in our life. Where our attention goes, our energy flows. So if we're going to keep entertaining those ideas, the same thoughts we had yesterday, the same ways we beat ourselves, the same ways we say, oh, that won't work, or I can't do that, or whatever those lack and limiting mindsets are, that's going to keep you from manifesting the wealth, prosperity, abundance that you want to have. So that's another way that you block your wealth. And last is you don't give yourself permission. Now that seems really easy, but a lot of you are basing what you do on what other people are going to think and getting the approval of other people. So there's actually a very specific place where this permission lives in your energy field. There's a very specific place where all 8 of these things live in your energy field. And when you're working with someone who knows how to find these energies and help you eliminate them, this is where you can get into that flow of abundance and prosperity and wealth. And these are all of the things that I'm outlining in my upcoming book, Access Your Ultimate Power, The Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence. So in that book, I outline all the ways that you can find all of these energies, and you can remove them and start taking control and charge and responsibility for the wealth that you create in your life. So that's what I wanted to inspire you by for this Friday's inspiration. And think about any of those if that resonates for you, and if you'd like some help. I'm going to post a link. So one of the things I wanted to post, I haven't posted this in a while, is to be able to get your personal vibrational temperature report. So in that report, I measure a bunch of what we already talked about. There's about 30 different things that I measure. So the vibration of your wealth, how much anger you have. We can identify some of those fears. We can tell whether or not you're giving yourself permission, whether you're blocking your ability to receive. So there's about 30 different things that I measure in there, whether you've got that hardworking martyr going on or you're hiding in shame. So it's really a powerful report. The most common thing that I hear people say after getting one is, "You nailed it." I've even had people cry when they read it because it just rang so true, and it was like sometimes the first time people felt really seen. So, there's no judgment about this. It's just information, and sometimes people will feel judged by numbers because these are all things that I'm measuring just by my gifts. I don't need to know who you are. I don't need to see a picture. I don't need to talk to you. All you have to do is request the report. I'll send it to you. It's only $49, which is it's an inspired action that you can take that will really help to shift things for you. At the very least, you're going to get a better introspection of what's going on with you and why you're not able to manifest the wealthy life that you'd like to have and like to live. Be sure to check it out. And I hope you have an inspired weekend, and TGIF, I'll go out and enjoy it. I know it's going to be pretty hot in the San Francisco Bay Area, so get out and enjoy nature. All right, thank you, friends, for watching today and showing up and supporting me. And check it out, Personal Vibrational Temperature Report. Okay, sending much love. Namaste.